Presidentes,
Co-chairs,
excelencias,
excellencies,
señoras y señores
ladies and gentlemen,
delegados y
delegates.
delegadas. Con sumo
It
entusiasmo
is with great enthusiasm that I have come to this historic summit to adopt the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, representing a nation that for many years has uh, had the uh, has worked hard to become a sustainable society. The goals that we're committing ourselves to today are grand and ambitious ones, and it should be like that. We should dream big and aim high. I'm convinced that the decisions we take today uh, and that will be taken in the future have the potential to make many of our dreams, the dreams of this assembly, uh, into reality. We are on the cusp of implementing this agenda, and I would like to highlight both the achievements we have made already and the challenges that still remain for us in Costa Rica. The fight for equality in Costa Rica dates back to the beginning of the 19th century. This dream started to become a reality in 1847 when the right uh, to have access to the free education system was granted to girls as well as boys. In 1950, for the first time, women exercised their right to vote in our country, and my predecessor, Laura Chinchilla, became the first female president of Costa Rica. Furthermore, a few weeks ago, an illustrious former Costa Rican judge of the International Criminal Court, Dr. Elizabeth Odio, was elected to preside over the Inter-American Court of Human Rights. Currently, Costa Rica leads the effort of those who believe in this institution to elect a woman to head the Secretariat of the United Nations. With this agenda, we reaffirm that, yes, we can, and we commit to the goal of equal access for women and girls to economic resources, uh, political participation, and inclusive, equitable, and quality education. Women should enjoy the same opportunities for employment, leadership, and decision making as men at every level. We are convinced that uh, when we achieve gender equality and women and girls are empowered, the world will undergo a profound transformation it urgently needs. Now, our commitment dates back to the 19th century, our commitment to technology. In 1884, 2 years after electricity lit up New York City, modern lighting also illuminated our capital, San Jose. In 1940, the Costa Rican Institute of Electricity was founded, and since then it has developed a wide range of sources of renewable energy. Today, 99.4% of the national territory is connected to the grid, and it provides stable quality electricity at competitive prices. Today precisely, uh, on the 27th of September, Costa Rica has generated electric power without burning any fossil fuels for more than 200 days. We have fulfilled the mantra that yes, we can in this regard, and we renew our commitment to the universal access based on solidarity to an affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy supply. Achieving sustainability is therefore not a rhetorical exercise in my country, and it does not need to be for the other countries around the world. In 2002, the first moratorium on oil drilling was announced in Costa Rica. My government has extended that moratorium to 2021. Today, we say yes, we can, and we renew our commitment to becoming a carbon neutral country by 2021. We understand that sustainability covers a broad range of activities, going from urban mobility to organic agriculture, sustainable uh, agriculture, and ecotourism as well, which has been one of the main achievements of my country. Today, we say yes, we can. Once more, we decide to achieve one of the biggest challenges of the 2030 Agenda, ensuring sustainable consumption and production patterns. Yes, we can. Once we say on promoting peaceful, just, and inclusive societies free from fear and violence. The 2030 Agenda clearly states there can be no sustainable development without peace, and no peace without sustainable development. Co-chairs, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to reflect on how we will implement the 2030 Agenda. For Costa Rica, as we've repeated in this forum and in this rostrum over many years, we consider that disarmament is a mechanism that allows us to channel significant resources to sustainable development. Betting on disarmament is betting on peace. A culture of peace, a culture of non-violence, an equivalent of 1.7 trillion US dollars was spent worldwide in 2014 on military spending. The 5 permanent members of the Security Council are among the top 6 countries in terms of military spending and are the largest producers and exporters of weapons in the world. We would like to make a fraternal call on them, but also a strong call to reorient their spending towards sustainable development. I assure you there is no better formula for the safety of their own countries than to ensure sustainable development of the world as a whole. Costa Rica is preparing to implement. Costa Rica is preparing to embrace enthusiastically the implementation of the 2030 Agenda, and we are incorporating into all levels of our national planning. We believe in the need for coordination by means of the National Council on Sustainable Development that allows institutional development through the consultation of public and private stakeholders. We have studied and learned from the experiences and best practices of other countries in this area. Being a middle-income country, as many who are represented here, we have shown that despite our many advances in various strategic areas, we have not been able to move at the speed that our society requires, nor in all the areas that would ensure the welfare of our entire population. I reiterate the call that my country has made for this organization to make progress towards establishing an action plan for cooperation with middle-income countries. Over 70% of people living in poverty in the world are in the inappropriately called middle-income countries. This is a major challenge. The challenge of inequality remains, and poor income distribution is the first issue that needs to be addressed. We therefore call for better internal coordination and the required institutional coherence within the UN to support our efforts. Costa Rica also calls for the development of an index to measure the multidimensional nature of poverty, and one that includes criteria beyond per capita income. The challenge to end global poverty in all its forms requires the development of adequate instruments, and Costa Rica is committed to their design and implementation. This need was supported by various delegations moments ago in a high-level meeting organized by my country. These proposals for means of implementation should draw strength from the agreements already reached at the 3rd Conference on Financing for Development. They should be central pillars for future discussions, particularly as a basis for the strong commitments on climate change, which I hope we will undertake in December in Paris. I congratulate President François Hollande for his leadership in this process, and I welcome the decision of President Barack Obama to attend Paris after bravely launching his ambitious Clean Power Plan Act last August. Our responsibility to reach a high-level agreement, ladies and gentlemen, is very important. It requires the world to focus once and for all on the preservation of our species. And it is extremely urgent for us to reach this agreement. And it should be our absolutely top priority. Co-chairs, Costa Rica has embarked on a path where disarmament is critical to achieving sustainable development. On December 1, 1948, the day of the abolition of the army in Costa Rica, the founder of the Second Republic, Don José Figueres Ferrer, said, and I quote, "To this land of Washington, Lincoln, Bolivar, and Marti, we say today, O Americas, other peoples, your children, offer you their greatness. Small Costa Rica would like to offer you now and forever its heart and its love of civility and democracy." Now, 67 years later, as we commemorate the 70th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations, and as we make our commitment to the 2030 Agenda, small Costa Rica wishes to offer the whole world once more its heart, its love, and commitment to freedom and democracy, a sustainable model that fosters solidarity, education, inclusion, transparency, justice, and peace. Thank you very much.
I found